time of year, many people are expecting bonuses or other year-end cash bumps. But sudden wealth can come unexpectedly too, in the form of inheritance, or for those lucky enough winning the lottery. Receiving an instantaneous jump in your finances for any reason can be overwhelming. But here to break down how to best utilize an unexpected increase in money is personal finance expert Rubina Ahmed-Haq. Rubina, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's start with a man in Quebec who won the lottery and who took a lump sum payout of $7 million rather than $1,000 a day. Now, many of us daydream about winning the lottery and facing this kind of dilemma, but was taking the lump sum the best financial choice for him?
It definitely was. If you do the math, just look at the pure cash of how the money would move, how the money would be invested, and how much it would grow over the years it would take for him to get that money in $1,000 a day. It would take 19 years if he was taking $1,000 a day to get to that $7 million number. Now, even if he was investing that would grow to about $14 million. That same $7 million taken today, if he was to invest it even conservatively, would grow to $26 million. So he definitely made the right decision. He's also in his 60s, so he's probably thinking, I want to use this money now. I want to use this money into my retirement. I don't want to wait for it to come. So he's probably looking at that as well. And this is, not necessarily the dilemma that many would be faced with when they get a lump sum of cash, but it definitely shows that, when you do get a windfall, you've got to make decisions right out of the gate that are best for you and your personal finances.
All right, so most of us, unfortunately, we won't win the lottery, but you say, there are still lessons that can be learned. What else should someone do if they are lucky enough to have a financial windfall?
So you definitely want to speak to your financial advisor. And if it's a huge amount of money, if it's a large amount of money, then you want to also speak to maybe a lawyer, an accountant, get a team around you to really make sure that you're managing this money properly. You don't want to spend any of that money out of the gate. That's one mistake that a lot of people make when they come into money unexpectedly, is that the first thing they do is do something to satisfy themselves, do something fun with the money, which can come down the road, but it's important really in the beginning to look at all the things that you can do to improve your financial wellness, to improve your financial future, and what's the best path forward. And those professionals are definitely going to help you on that path.
All right, great advice there, because I think it's well documented that lottery winners tend to become bankrupt within the first few years, unfortunately. Now, more realistic, Rubina, are work-related financial changes that some are anticipating as the year comes to an end, things like managing bonuses and salary increases. What is your advice for people getting an increase of, say, around $5,000? How might that differ from those getting a six-figure bump?
No matter what kind of unexpected money you get, whether it's $100 or $500,000, you have to treat it differently than you treat your salary, because your salary comes in regularly. You allocate it for your bills and other things that you need to pay for. You may put some aside for savings. But when you get unexpected money, this is that golden opportunity to improve your personal finances for the future. So pay down high interest debt, make a lump sum payment on your mortgage, top up your RRSP. If your kids have an RESP, have you made the maximum contribution to get the Maximum Canada Savings Grant? These are the things that you can do in an immediate way that are going to make you feel better about your finances that you wouldn't have been able to do with your regular salary, that I would recommend if you come into some unexpected money.
Okay, so what are some other things one can do? If you don't come into a financial windfall or you're not getting that salary raise at work, what are some things a person can do to improve their financial wellness?
So if you are struggling to pay your bills week to week or month to month, you obviously are living beyond your means. And so it's really about looking at, where is all my money going? And you want to do a spending journal for up to 3 months, or you can go back in time and look at your credit card statements for up to 3 months and say, where am I spending too much? You want to do an audit of all of your spending, especially that subscriptions that you have signed up for. So the streaming services, if you have a magazine subscription, if you have anything that comes to your house regularly, even on Amazon, sometimes we subscribe to items because we get a slight discount, but we may not need as much of that item, so we may have too much of it in our home. So look at everything that's automatically coming off of your bill and see, where can I cut back? Give your phone company a call, give your utility company a call, see where you can make some adjustments to bring some of those costs down. That's where I would start if you're really struggling, and that's going to immediately make you feel better about your finances, find that extra money to save, and improve your financial wellness.
All right, and when it comes to taxes, how should any change in additional wealth be factored into savings plans and other existing expenses?
So you want to, when you get any sort of bump in salary, especially something that is going to be permanent in your life, you want to bump your savings as well. So that means if you're contributing X amount to the RRSP and you get a 10% bump in salary, you want to increase that by 10% to keep up with your lifestyle and how much it is costing you. Because inevitably, when you're making more, you're going to spend more, you're going to have a different type of lifestyle. So you want to make sure that your savings reflects that, not what you set up for yourself when you were, in your early 20s. You want to make sure that by the time you get to your 40s or 50s, that you have increased your savings to reflect your new salary, your new level of wealth. That's one thing you can do immediately to really make sure that you're saving for the future and that you're not wasting the opportunities that you get when you get those bumps in salary, those windfalls, and that extra money coming in.
Great advice as always. Rubina, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
That is personal finance expert Rubina Ahmed Haq.